Hello, beautiful people. How are you all doing today? Welcome to my live stream. Thank you for joining me on another interesting discussion today. Welcome. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Yo. Thank you for being here. And for those watching me from Facebook, thank you guys for your immense support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your comments, your like, your share. All of you, thank you guys for being so kind with your time as well. And the weather is still the same 25 degrees. That means it's still cold here. And I'm here to talk about another interesting discussion. Unbelievable how things happen, guys. Unbelievable what goes on in our society. Unbelievable how people behave. So, we are going to be talking about this. And today's discussion is about a Nigerian man that went on and married a second wife, leaving the first one in the dark. The first wife did not know that her husband, her sweetheart, the father of her three beautiful children, has already started a new home all the way in Dubai. So, guys, let me know what your take is on today's discussion. How do you see that? That the man will just, oh, honey, I'm going to Nigeria, sweetheart, they take care of the home, I'll be home soon. And he jets out and then goes to see the second wife. They will go clubbing, having a good time. And then when he's returning back, maybe after a month, you will go to the airport with your children with flowers and balloons running, daddy, welcome, sweetheart. Not knowing that he has been doing with another woman that is a legal wife. So, guys, what is your take about men? What do you think? If you're a married woman, how would you react? And if you're a sister to this man, what is your take? Let's come in and discuss this interesting development happening today. And the story has been revealed on Linda AKG and Gist Lover and other news outlets in Nigeria. Welcome back, Rosie's Glam. Welcome, beautiful sis. I really appreciate. Chai, men don't stay women white a lot. Oh, I tell you, country people waiting they sub. What would you do if you happen to be this first wife? What would you do if you were the mother of this man, the sister? Because the story goes that the woman did not know that the husband had married this other lady. And then in one of the occasions, they were doing live stream with their children when they traveled. They traveled to Dubai and with the whole family. Then eventually the kids returned back to the US, leaving the couple behind. So the couple, they were busy having a good time. And then the kids having a FaceTime with the kids. And the second wife's message came in, I hate whenever you are with this woman. So she asked the question, who is she? Who is that? He said, oh no, there's somebody that have been in the past that have refused to rest. One of the dates I had before we married. The woman kept quiet. Then until somebody now called her on the phone, are you aware about this? This second wife, they even did wedding. They had Ashwebi people, trust me. The mother of the man and the mother of the bride, all of them were there. So when she heard that story from a friend, she confronted the family, the mother-in-law. I don't know anything about it. Oh. The sister-in-law, not me. Oh. And the irony of the whole thing is that they even went home last year, 2022, for the husband's parents' birthday, not knowing that the husband has another family somewhere. How will you handle that surprise? How will you handle the shock if you're the woman? What would you do? I would like to know what your reaction is going to be in the comment section. And my link will be down for you to jump in to let me know what you think and what to make out of the word people. I have tons of reasons because I did ask question and ask few men around, what do you think that might make a Nigerian man in the US to go to Nigeria, marry another wife, and hide the whole thing as if nothing happened? You'll be surprised the kind of response I got from men. That's why I said it's going to be very sizzling. Make sure you're here to partake in this discussion and also give your own contribution. Whew. Jeez. Rose's glam is screaming here saying jeez. Country people will never disappoint you. World people now. The Real Housewives of Lagos and Abuja, thank you for being here. That's a big shock. Is indeed a big shock. Is a huge surprise. And especially when the guy pretended so well as if you're the apple of his eyes, the sugar in his coffee and tea, and everything in between. To the point that this guy approached the wife in the US that I want to take the equity in our home so that I can, we can use it to do business, not knowing that the man had gone to the bank, got loan approval for 58 million. Let me be very sure of the amount, please. I don't want to misquote anything. So let me just pull it up to be sure about the amount in question here. Okay. So give me a second. Let me pull it up quickly. Okay. 57 million. The husband has gotten approval for 57 million in May 2022. I would have been homeless and funding him and his concubine's business. So the man was doing all of those, taking mortgage in their home in the US. The equity is like if you buy a home in the US, if you buy a home, you're paying mortgage and all of that. And as you pay down your mortgage, your house is beginning to a house price goes up. It's a very interesting market. It goes up all the time. Homes, those kind of appreciative kind of investment that you could do. So it will keep appreciating, unlike when you're buying vehicles, cars, those ones depreciate. So the price of your home will keep going on, especially if it's a very, very premium location and district. That what I mean, district, school district, the price will keep going on. So your equity on your mortgage will be huge. So you can use your equity to borrow money from the bank. And that's what this man did. So the man used the equity in their home as a collateral to borrow money from the bank, 57 million. She did not say whether it was $57 million or 57 million naira, but I want to believe it's dollars because the equity is in the US. And the man used the money to be funding the second wife's business in Dubai. Omo, this one choke. This one choke like chocolate. Anyway, guys, Treasures, this is back. Thank you. Guys, please share me out if you can on Facebook, on YouTube. Let's have a lot of people in this discussion because I tell you guys, this is an eye-opener and a lot of women should be able to learn something and know where they stand in a relationship to avoid the stories that touch the heart. You guys already understand. So I'm still asking ladies here, what would you do if you happen to find out that your husband of many years with beautiful children went to Africa to marry another woman and then pretended to you that you're still the one and only? What would you do? What would you do? Tell me what you would do, and my link is down for you to jump in to share in this discussion. What would you do? All right. What would you do? All right. Rosie Glam said, honestly, I want to cry right now. What men do to women. Rosie, please, sweetheart, don't cry. Don't cry. And Treasure Gist, we are back, host. Where is the cola nut? Yes, so cola nuts they plenty. We have a lot and Uncle say and all the rest to deliquate the cola nut and the palm wine. We also have our palm wine here, okay? So deliquate the cola. So I'm asking you guys on a more serious note, what would you do? If you're that woman, if you're that wife, what would you do? And if you're the mother, what are your reasons? The mother to the man, to the groom, what could be the reasons why they didn't want to tell the first wife? The thing is that we don't know if the first wife is a Nigerian. We don't know because they did not state that fact. They did not put names. So we could have, found out from the name because her Instagram page is saying official honey baby. So official honey babe, I'm sorry. So we don't know if the woman is a Nigerian, if the woman is Yoruba, but the man is Yoruba. The second wife is Yoruba. So now we'll be dissecting one of the things that could make your husband take such decisions so you'll be aware, okay? And if it's something you want to protect, this is the time for you to protect your home, safeguard your home and your marriage. Make sure there are no loose ends. Like Sarah Martin, the discussion I just had previously, is advising young women to snatch a good man from the loose and careless women. So we're going to be talking all about that in today's discussion. Thank you for the share, Roses Glam. Thank you for the share, Treasures Gist. All right. What is even wrong with some men? Good question. Good question. Real Housewives of Abuja and Lagos. Good questions. All right. So this lady came, and then maybe she now went to their home in Nigeria. And if you see the level of juju, she brought her from her husband. She said, the juju I found in his closet. If you see the level of juju, calabash, oh, this one tied, oh, all of those things, she brought her from her husband's closet. It was a long story that if you read, is either you cry, you buckle up, as if you're a married woman, you find out what and what you need to do. Okay. Um, I'm going to read one of the things to see if we can have a little understanding. In life, that now I feel is like a distant memory. I bask in the warmth of what I believe to be a happy home. I was blissfully unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface until July 1st, 2022, when my world came crashing down. On that fateful day, I discovered my husband's turned 2010, maybe it's the husband's online account, had secret, okay, that's the husband's online account, that he secretly married another woman at Treasure 1989. That's the woman's name. The shocking revelation left me reeling as I tried to comprehend how this could have happened right under my nose for 12 long years. I've been married to this man I thought I knew inside and out. Little did I know that the person I had devoted my life to had been living a double life. You might think you're shocked now, but embrace yourself, because there are more to this twist. But embrace yourself, because there are more to this twisted tale of betrayal and heartbreak. As I began to investigate further, I noticed layers upon layers of lies, while one was more disturbing than the last one. And then, I hope you guys can hear me, okay? The prints are so tiny, and I'm struggling here with my already tired eyes. Okay, where did I stop? And then, as if the emotional turmoil wasn't enough, I found myself facing a new and chilling threat. Malicious online trolls targeted at me at a barrage of hateful messages, making me fear for my safety. But even more sinister were the native juju charms I discovered in the once loving sanctuary of my matrimonial home. I couldn't shake the feeling that my life was in danger. I knew that I had to fight back to protect myself from unseen forces. So, all those things she discovered from the husband's closet could actually be in their home in the US, because from the what she tried to explain. Who treasured is a similar case with you. I don't know how men betray women and still live under same roof and pretend nothing is happening. This one is even so bad. See, with the timing, the date, this man will go and meet with the second wife. They will stay together and all of that. He will come home and pretend that there's nothing happened. The wife will go to the airport, pick him up with the children and all of that. Loving dovey, you're cooking the best meal for your husband that was away for a month or 2 weeks, not knowing that the man has been catching his cruise with her on another woman's arms. This is so ridiculous. The only thing I don't know here, whether that woman is an African woman or African American woman, or maybe from other African country, whether she's a Nigerian, I don't know, but I know she's a black woman from the pictures, but I don't know her real name, where she's from. And you cannot tell by looks. All right, let me continue to read comment. It is high time to stay away. Single life is sweet, oh, in place of this kind humiliation. Absolutely, Roses Glam. You are so right with this, your contribution. Single life is sweet in place of this humiliation. It is. I think marriage these days should have T and C, and I have the document signed by couples because things are happening these days. Definitely things are happening these days. Claudette James, thank you for joining me today. Thank you. Happy Easter to you and your family. Oh, thank you. Blessings. Happy Easter too. Thank you so much for joining me. CM, what I'm going to say is that marriage is beginning to look like, where is my, like pinky promise, okay? How many of you here, if you're married and you have children, you know you make a lot of pinky promise and your child is holding you to fulfill that agreement. Your child that you're doing pinky promise with is seriously holding you responsible. Mommy, you pink promise that you're going to do this. When you forget, they will be the one to remind you. And if you forget to keep the pinky promise, that child will not forget it so quickly. So it's either you make the pinky promise or you don't make at all, because you have to fulfill your own side of the bargain. Marriage these days, the other side of the bargain is what you cannot predict. And because you can't predict what might happen in the marriage, I will tell any woman there, make sure you live this your life to the fullest. Make sure you enjoy yourself to the fullest. Make sure you're happy within. Don't entrust your happiness, your joy, your fulfillment in the arms of another. That person can disappoint you. That person can turn your life upside down when you put your whole trust in that. Reserve some, keep some emotion, some shock, I call it shock absorber. Keep some for yourself for situations like this. If you have a strong shock absorber and something like this is thrown at you, you use that, the love and affection you left or preserve for yourself to first of all stand firm, to be able to organize your thoughts and know what to do. So, haven't asked male in diaspora question. Let me begin to tell you some of the reasons why they do what they do. All right, we'll be getting into that. Thank you guys for joining. Another thing to consider is if the man married her because of US document. That is another good question to consider. Yeah, it could be, but you married and you stayed for 12 years. No, this one past US document. 12 years in the marriage. 3 beautiful children. Oh, this is so mean. I know, I know, Rosie. It is indeed mean. This story is indeed mean. But what I'm trying to tell women here, you have to reserve some affection, some love, deep love for yourself, some self-love, some self-love. Or if it was a contract marriage, remember, we are just hearing from one side, but with those juju pictures, evidence shows that the man might have bad side of the story. Yeah, the man might, but if they are doing juju, I want to believe he's an African woman they married. That's why they are using juju. Because if you married an Oyibo, you don't understand juju. So why are you doing juju for the Oyibo woman? Is it for her not to find out? Is it for her not to walk away? Is it for her not to take your home? What is the juju for? Is it to keep her against her will if she wants to leave? I really don't know that juju part, what is meant for, what the man, intend to achieve. I just looked at myself in the mirror and I smiled because I love myself so much. You can call me vain, that's fine. I'm pretty and I love myself. Every woman should love herself deep enough to be able to know that your own very life is important. All right. When I asked few men in diaspora the reasons why men could do that, one of them told me is either the man wanted to return back to Nigeria or return back to Africa, and the woman said, no, is me and America or nothing. I buy here. That is the reason why some men could go ahead, marry women back home to make the children, because they don't want their family name to just vanish. Another person told me that with the kids we are having overseas, how many of them are willing to return back to Nigeria? I'm being specific here because it's a Nigerian man that did this. How many of those are children are willing to return back to Nigeria? So they are now going to be Americans forever. They will live here, have their own families here, and then my father's compound will now be what? Amaichie, Namanam, Amanchi. For that reason, that is why I'm doing that. Then another person, there was a story I shared in my previous live stream last year about a man. That man had a wife here. Though the marriage has been ups and down, they will argue, quarrel, and all of the makeup, kiss, makeup, and all of that. Then the man now said, went home, went to Nigeria, married a woman in Nigeria. Before he married a woman in Nigeria, did not tell the wife. And then on the day and he was to come back, the wife already prepared delicious meal when your husband has been away for a long time, went to the airport, picked the husband, and then go home. When they now go home, 2 days after the man returned, of course, now you know the other room will also be active after missing each other for a while. 2 days after, somebody told her that, did you see your husband in a marriage ceremony on Facebook? The woman said, Facebook, marriage ceremony. Which marriage? Maybe he attended a traditional marriage. They say no, that he was the groom in the traditional marriage, that a younger girl was serving him drink and he drank and gave cup. So everything was all pictured and on Facebook. This woman went ballistic. She ran to Facebook, saw the pictures, and then came out to talk to her husband. You know what her husband did? The husband left the house and vanished, did not even answer the woman, did not utter a word, left the house for the woman and ran. Went to hotel, checked in a hotel, and that was the end of that marriage. The next thing the man did, he moved back to Nigeria, started his business in Nigeria with his new wife, without I am sorry, without any justification. The only thing that he told some of his friends is that the woman is always giving me headache every time, fine, fine, fight, 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 that she has ended up turning the face of my children against me. So that my kids don't respect me anymore, so I can't continue like that. But the man and the way he went about it is absolutely wrong. You went, you took a second wife, you never told her. You came back here and she found out on Facebook. You could not even say, I'm sorry you have to find out this way, but it is what it is. No. What he did was to leave their home, sort it out. If you want a divorce, fine, I will sign the papers. That kind of attitude, I really don't care how you figure it out. And what do you guys think that would have, happened to the woman? She called her friends, good friends gathered around to encourage her, console her, that it is what it is. The man never came back to her. That was how she lost. This one is what I witnessed, how she lost everything. So you tell me, what goes on in some men's mind? What really, really goes on? Can anybody understand how they function? Steve Harvey wrote a book and called the book, I said I was going to give you guys the title. The book, he said, think like a man and act like a woman. Okay, you're a woman, okay, but you're not thinking like you shouldn't. When you're in a relationship, you should not think like a woman. You should think like a man. I didn't read the book, so I can't be able to explain what he wrote in the book and the advert, but the book made headlines. It was a bestseller when it was out and all of that. Act like a lady, think like a man. What men really think about love, relationship, and intimacy. And I will suggest that book this time, because if we start knowing what they think about love, intimacy, and relationship and marriage, then we'll not be we'll be able to like handle our emotions when the unexpected happen. I would recommend that women should buy that book. Act like a lady, but think like a man. Understand what men think about relationship, intimacy, marriage. When you know how they think, how their mind function, you cannot be found wanting. You will be able to determine, oh, when he's behaving like this, okay, this is what he's thinking about. When he's acting like this is what is going on in his mind. I guess it's high time we bought the book. I believe so. All right. These G's carry weight. Honestly, Cora, he carry weight, no be small. The man is not man enough. He walked away. And to think about it, that he will now stay. No, he comes here, he will work some months here, return back to his wife. When I see that woman in the functions, I was like, I feel bad. But what will you say? I guess she has moved on. This happened a few years ago. I guess she has moved on and she's doing well. Her kids are grown too. So she might decide to remarry if she wants or remain single. But to be honest with you guys, when your kids are off colleges here in the US, it's very lonely. Especially us that live in a very cold state. You guys should understand what I'm talking about. It's very lonely. So what could have prompted this Nigerian man living in the US to go to this extent? Remember, for you to be called husband and wife in the US, that means you guys had a court marriage. So this woman had committed what? Bigamy, if you look at it in that legal sense. You have a marriage that is still existing in the US, and you went ahead and had another marriage. What do you guys think that could have pushed this man? Because we have only heard from the woman, we've not heard from the man. By the time the man will open his own mouth to talk, oh my goodness, we'll be so surprised what went on in that relationship. But until we hear from him, we are going to be analyzing it with the information we have already, out there. So, 3 children, 12 years of relationship and marriage. When you have settled down thinking that, yeah, you figured your man out, boom, right on your face. You don't know me. Hey, this is not funny. Host, at this moment, zero feelings for anything that starts with MG. At this moment, zero feelings. Rose's glam, see, I don't believe you. I don't blame you, rather. I don't blame you for saying that, because after I read that, I've been psyching myself about saying, no, in this life, I like my peace of mind. I love it when I'm having peace. I don't like, even in my home, if there is any argument, everywhere will be quiet, because mommy is the life of the party. I am the one that makes everybody around the home happy. So if I'm offended in any way that you see quietness, the kids will just run to their room and carry their devices. Everybody will mind their business. And I don't like that. It's not part of me. I made sure that my life has been factored, in the sense that whatever whatever it is that you did to me, or to me, anything you've done so far or you did to me, that thing does not get to the next day. As the sun is setting down, that's when that my anger, that pain should go down. I got that understanding from the scripture as a young girl. I said, do let the sun not go down with your anger. That's what the Bible said. And that has helped me. Even if I'm provoked, by the time I'm getting to bed, that is already dealt with. I don't carry over the next day. So I find it difficult when people bottle things up for years, to the point that you went to buy a girl that snatched your boyfriend 10 years after. Which kind chest or heart you get, woman? Yeah, Rosa, I understand what you mean, man, guy, boy. I understand. I know what you mean. I know one wahala, because I don't have heart to break. Guard your heart. If you're a woman, protect it with some shield. Tell yourself, you know what? If push come to shove, I should be fine. That's what every day you wake up, you tell yourself, if push come to shove, I should be fine. I am so full of myself that I love myself. I feel I am so adequate that I can run without anybody. If anything happens, my happiness counts first. Anything that would take that happiness away from me, I want to be far, far away from you. So, back to the conversation. All right. Back to my conversation. What could have led this man? What could have led this man to behave this way towards the wife of 12 years? What could have led this man? Could it be that the wife is a nagging wife? Could it be that the wife is an unforgiving wife? Could it be that the wife is the type that once you hit America, some women are funny. Once they come here, hey, no, I don't want to go back there. Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that, Nigeria is that. And then when the man retired, I've seen a man that retired back home, was begging the wife to retire, let them go back to Nigeria, that he wants to be closer home. He was already I think, going to in his 70s. He retired, a medical doctor. He left. He begged the wife to go with him. The wife said no, and the kids are not. If I'm not leaving, my kids are not leaving. We are not returning back to now. What will I be doing if I get back to Nigeria? Blah 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 blah. So the man is a medical doctor. They've already opened a hospital in Nigeria, but we can be managing our hospital. You're a nurse, I'm a doctor. We also employ people to help us. Let it be our retirement. The woman said no. But they agreed when they were building the hospital that they were going to return back home. Now the hospital was completed. I am done. I want to go back home. That is very lonely for me here. The woman said no. The man went back to Nigeria. And then for 2 years, he was still single. 3 years, he was the one feeding himself, taking care of. So people come around to help him do groceries and all of that, clean the home and all of that. Then the woman now summon this man. Why not go and marry? You can get a woman, a wife that will be able to cater for you, take care of you, cook for you, do all of that. So if that man decide to marry tomorrow, will anybody blame him? I will not blame that man if he decides to marry tomorrow, because we had an agreement that we are going to return back home. You did not keep your part of the bargain. When everything arrangements were made, the hospital was running, let's go back home. You said no. You now remember that you can't. I will not blame such a man if he decides to take another wife. But I will blame someone who lives in falsehood, very pretentious, telling you that you are the one and only, not knowing that there are other one and onlys out there. So what will you say? We talked about Yul Edochie, Judy Austin. We talked about May Edochie last year and all of that. Now this one discovered through a friend that the husband was married to. From information reaching us, we've not been able to confirm whether the new wife has children now or not, but we know she has a business. They have a business in Dubai, which the girls also had. The first wife's hard work contributed to that, the success of that business. So, what will you do if you find yourself in such situation? What will you do? Let me know what you do in your comment section. Rosie said that she's already crying and all of that, that she can't, no more zero feelings for man, boy, girl, and man, boy, or guy, whatever you call them. And then she's entitled to that. She has every right to feel that way, because you can't tell me after 3 kids, after 12 years, this is how the man is paying you back. But then again, the woman that is writing, what did she say that could have warranted that? Was she the type that saying, I'm not going back to Nigeria. I don't want to have anything to do with your people. It's me, me, and me. Because a lot of things could happen. I know of a man that married, devoted his time in the marriage, and then I thought he was building a home with the wife. But the wife is not interested in speaking with his mother, not even monthly, not even quarterly, not even yearly. She doesn't care where the man is from. Okay, this one now, Igbo woman. She doesn't want to go to know your people or have anything to do with the guy's family. All she wanted was you and my family. You understand? My own siblings, my parents, but the man's parents, the man's siblings are left behind. Maybe if they had conversation once a year, once in 10 years, or once in 6 years. So this man kept at it, trying to nurture a family, trying to see if the woman could change her mind, but she never did. One day he walked out of it and went and filed for divorce and got remarried. So that is a clean way of doing things. If this man felt that the first wife is that kind of a person that is not interested in what happened to me, what happened to my people, and all of that, he would have gone straight to file for a divorce and get another wife rather than keeping the first family and then making another family. What could be? Is it that he didn't, maybe he's not interested in losing his children? That is another twist to it. Maybe if I file for divorce, I'm going to lose my kids and then I'm going to continue to pay child support until they are 18. What could be the problem? What could be the problem? I really wish somebody could tell me what could be the problem, because when I sampled this question to men living overseas, those were the reasons they gave me. Some people said, actually, one of my schoolmates in Germany was saying that look, oh, a lot that he was calling names of men, Nigerian men that already did that. And I asked him, wait, oh boy, why are men like this? Say, no, 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 I should be honest with myself. I shouldn't go doing all that feminist thing. That's why he called me. I'm not a feminist. I said, I no be feminist, so but I dey say things as I dey see am. He said, no, wait, you marry a woman, you're raising the children overseas. Those kids are never interested in going back to Nigeria. And you want to still have your family back and forth. So he was giving me names. When I mean names of people, his friends, his people in his, even people living in the US, he was calling that from their communities. I was shocked to hear those. Then he now gave me another instance of a man that married a wife, kept the woman in Nigeria. This is a marriage that is over 12 years now. She should be over 14 years in the marriage because the kids are grown. This woman has never smelt America. She has never been here. She has 5 children for this, her husband in Nigeria. She has never visited for once. None of her kids were born in the US, and she's married an American citizen. I said, no, there is more to this one. Is that a man has a wife here? That's why he did what he did. But the wife in Nigeria, she really bothered. She doesn't care. Just be providing the money. I'm taking care of my kids. She was fine. Some women are fine with that. And I said, marriage these days, are they do they even qualify to be a pinky promise kind of covenant? They don't. Because if you do this to a child, that child of yours will never forgive you. It will take the special grace of God for the child to forgive when you break a pinky promise. So, guys, let me know what you guys think. What would you do if you were to be this woman? Will you go straight to court, file for divorce, or will you forgive and continue to be there? But now the woman is saying that they are threatening her life. All the juju she saw from her husband's closet. So it could be the husband that is the one doing all of those things, or maybe is the other wife. The other wife lives in Dubai. So each time the man travels to Nigeria, he ends up at Dubai, was busy partying and all of that with the woman, having a good time, only for the wife in the US not to know what's going on. Anyway, this is still a developing story. So hopefully we'll be able to have more information on this, to know where the woman is from, to know if she's a Nigerian as well. I'm trying to see if there is any update to that. So as it is now, there is no update yet on this story. Like I said, it is a developing story. It just came out today. The woman is airing everything out. We haven't heard from the man to be able to understand the reason behind his action, because there is no action without there is no smoke without fire. So there might be a reason. Maybe if he felt it was a cogent reason for doing what he did. Like I said, even if he had a cogent reason for doing what he did, he could have come out straight to tell the first wife, this thing we are doing is no longer working. I want to back out. That is how I say it. But let me know what you think in the comment section. One Naya Chiwe, thank you for being here, beautiful. How are you doing? Thank you, Chiwe. And happy birthday to your daughter in advance. She looks so much like you. All right. Oh, you're here listening. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Like I said, there is no update yet on this conversation, but this is to tell our women you have to act like a man. No, act like a woman and think like a man. You have to find out what men think, how men reason, how they see relationship, what they think about relationship. You have to figure it out. You definitely have to. You can't just sit there because you're 8 years or 10 years down in the marriage. You think you figured it out, you know it, or your man is for you. No, you can't say that with certainty, because the world we live in now is full of surprises, and men will not stop throwing surprises. So if you marry a man, especially an Igbo man, and the man is willing to return to Nigeria after working so hard overseas, maybe retirement place will be Nigeria, you better start working hard on how to retire with that man. Working hard in the sense, making up your mind on how to retire, unless if you want him to go and have another wife in Nigeria. It's not when you people agree that, okay, after the kids are grown, if the kids are settled, if I'm at a certain age of retirement, I want to retire with my people, I want to be with my community people in the village. Then you now remember, oh no, by the time I go to the village now, I will start looking odd. I will not be fancy, fancy anymore. I'm not going, Oga. Be ready if that man takes another wife. So, you guys, before you get into marriage, discussions should be held. You need to hear each other out. Ask those questions. In 10 years from now, what do you think is going to become of us? In during our retirement, where do you think we should retire? My husband was asking me yesterday when I put up a conversation. He said, where do you think you want to retire? I said, I still want to retire in Nigeria, but not in the city, but in the village. He said, okay, your mouth is just wagging in the village. Village, when the time comes, now don't come and start speaking grammar. So he asked me again that most people, they want to retire where their kids are. I said, of course, I want to retire where my kids. And he now said, but your kids are going to be here. So who are you retiring in the village to? I said, I don't know, but I really want to retire in the village. I really want to retire in the village. You know, the man said, you're not serious. I don't take you to be serious. So we laughed it out. But those are the discussions you should be having with your partner. You have to figure out. One man was saying that it's up to the children to determine if he dies where they will bury him. I say, which kind of nonsense? Why are you leaving that burden on your kids? You have to decide whether you want to be buried in the US or want to be buried in the village when it happens. You have to make have those conversations. You have to. You have to. It's not easy. I know, Chinwe, it's not easy at all. It's not easy, but those are the conversation people should have when you're getting into marriage. Ask questions. Don't let somebody throw anything, throw surprises at you. Ask questions. Get to know the kind of man you're married to. Get to know what his strong points are, his views are concerning marriage, concerning relationship. Don't let somebody throw surprises at you 12 years down the line, 15 years down the line. But what baffled me in this man's case is that they even went to Nigeria for the husband's parents' birthday party. So they travel home back and forth. What could have led this man, after 12 years, to go and marry another? What? Can anybody help me out here? Because I'm still trying to understand. I'm still trying to understand. Mel said, I think most men are taking two wives because of selfish reasons. Why do you choose village? Chibe. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, Chibe, why I chose the village. The reason why I want to be closer home, and not only that, as you get older, life gets more difficult. We live in a very cold state. I don't know how I'm be able to handle it, and I don't want to go to old people's home when I'm old. I really don't want to be moved to old people's home, because your kids might even be live in another state. So it's now between you and your husband. And I don't want to go to live in old people's home. No, I want to live in my own home. And if it's not going to be comfortable for me to be able to manage my own home, which I know definitely might not, because it snows during the summer, you do lawn, you might hire people to be doing all of that for you, but the weather is still going to be extremely cold, especially for someone from the tropics. Okay. All right. I hope I answered your question, Chinwe. And some men want to take to her because of their selfish reason. I know there are some where you look at, you try to justify. There is a person I know, um they wanted more children. The wife was not ready for more kids and all of that. And then the thing is affecting him because he said he's the only son, and he wouldn't want his child to be the only son too. He wants to have other kids so that the son will have other people. That by the time your sisters all get married and all of that, you'll be left alone with you and your parents. That is very lonely. Nobody in the community will be there with you to fight all those village battles. Not that there is any battle to fight, but you don't have anybody to encourage you in that locality except you and you and you alone. Based on that, that he would want to have more children, but the wife is not willing to have more kids and all of that. So what do you think in that situation? What do you think that man will do in the future? He might end up getting another wife, and wherever he gets another wife, who will take the blame? The man or the woman or the second wife? Things happen. I know there are some circumstances that might warrant something, but what I'm saying here, whatever decision you want to take, let the woman be in the picture. Okay, let the woman be in the picture. I know it's not easy to break those news when you've already had your motive, plan all your stuff. But think about that woman, think about the children when you want to do such things. Especially if you know you also part of the contributory issues that led to the man taking those steps. Okay. But can move to a woman state? Yes, I can. I can move to a woman state. My greatest concern is going to old people's home. Even if I move to another state, I don't want to retire in old people's home. My daughter told me my daughter's friend, her grandparents live close to us, and then suddenly they said they were moving to old people's home and they wanted to sell their home. So I said, but they are still very young people. They say yes, that they are tired of taking care of themselves by themselves alone, because it's until your kids are chance that's when they get around to help you. I don't want to go through that growing old. I don't want to really, really go through that. I don't want to retire in old people's home. I want to retire in the village so I can cook with firewood, in those when you see grandmas, great grandmas do those things. That's just it. The fear of the old people's home is the beginning of wisdom for me. My brother was telling me no, that he's going to pay for his own old people's home before time. I say your head no correct. It's a different strokes for different people, but that's my own fear. The fact that my kids might not be there 24 or be around me or live in the same state with me. And then they was my start suggesting, Mommy, how about no, I don't want that. I I don't want that. I really don't want that. People don't talk about growing old, but sometimes I discuss that. I discuss that. But the old people's home, are they that? No, no, no. They are not bad at all. They are not. But you're going to live with strangers, and strangers will now form your own community base. I want to live with people I know. If you get me, you get me. I hope I'll continue this way. Not the one that tomorrow I'll say, no, I'm not going back to that place. They refused the election was rigged. I hope it will not get to that. So, guys, I'll be running up this live stream in the next 11 minutes or so, or yeah, in the next 21 minutes. I want to make it just 1 hour because I had a live stream before this one where we talked about Sarah Martin, Judy Austin's best friend, and the advice she left on social media yesterday. And now this major story of a Nigerian man leaving his first wife and marrying another woman back in Nigeria. So honestly, I don't even know if I were that first wife. In all honesty, what I would do is move on with my life. Put it, if I can't handle it, I move on. If you want to handle it, handle it. But if you cannot, move on. There is no point dragging back and forth, going back and forth. Let the man leave, or you leave. Either way, your peace of mind is very important. I treasure my joy, I treasure my happiness, I treasure my peace of mind. Okay, that is one major thing for me. I don't like old people's home too. You see, old people's home is something else. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. You just no, 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 no. I see them in on TVs and all of that, and then if we go for a volunteer job, you go there to assist and all of that. But I don't know if I can live in my home and then have assistants that will come and help me from morning till night when I'm really very old and cannot help myself. I wouldn't mind. But if I can't get that service, I might as well pack my car, begin head back to the village. So, guys, I've been talking about this man. Sincerely, if this man should the first wife, if she should take it up with the man here in the US, the man is going to be in big trouble, especially if their marriage, was contracted here. They had their court marriage here. The man is going to be in big trouble. You have said it so right. See, the first wife should move on. Oh, Mommy Chokosa, I didn't know you were listening to me. How are you? How are you? How are you? Longest time. Thank you for joining me today. Oh my goodness. My beautiful old friends from Facebook. Thank you for seeing my post. Thank you for jumping in. Yeah, that's what I would advise the woman to move on. There is no point going back and forth. No, it's messy. It's not healthy for the woman's mental health. It's not healthy for the kids. Find your peace. Move on. Move on. Is it that you kick him out of the house or he kicks you out of the house? It depends on what you want. But if you really ask me, I will move on and make new memories. I will leave that home completely, get another place, even if it means a condo, to make good new memories with my kids so that you can forget whatever it is that happened in that old home, because it's going to be a constant reminder of what the man did to you when you guys were in that home and all of that. But in the man's US marriage, is the man's US marriage, of course, now it will be valid for them to be husband and wife. It's a valid marriage. It's a valid marriage. Having been here 12 years, they got their papers together and all of that. Of course, it's a valid marriage in the US. But the one in Nigeria, maybe they did a traditional marriage and did white wedding. Maybe they did not go to court. I don't know. And we are yet to hear from this man, because by the time we hear from this man, it might be that the woman also contributed to it. We don't know until we hear from the man. We'll be able to know. But if I were in the woman's shoe, I mean, move on, please, move on. Move on. Oh, I look fabulous. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you. So, guys, I'll be running up in 7 minutes. Thank you guys for supporting me today. Thank you for joining me. Those that joined me from my first live stream and then those that remained, I really appreciate all of you. And I'm beginning to wind down by giving out my advices to women. I did ask questions to men living overseas. I asked a schoolmate of mine in Germany. I asked my husband. I asked another person that is in Canada. I asked another man in UK. He said I can't. Well, the one in UK said, don't even bother about what is going on in UK. You'll be so shocked what our Nigerian people are doing now. Nigerian men are doing in UK. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my good. And they are getting away with most of those things. So it is what it is. The second wife should expect a surprise third wife one day. Absolutely, because once you open the gate for a second wife, there will be a third wife in the making. That is certain, and it might happen as well. So, having said all of that, no matter what the situation is, the man should take the woman along if you're taking such heavy, strong decisions that will pertain life. Because is one man, you have involuntarily gotten your first wife involved in sharing your privacy, because it doesn't just end in intimacy. Remember, you still get back from your travel after being with the second wife, come back to be with the first wife. I mean, you have made her open in that way because she did not know that's what you've been doing. and she will open up her body, herself, everything completely to her husband, not knowing what goes on behind closed doors, what that the husband is having a sec or double life. So you should be able to open up to the woman. If it's something she wants to tolerate or deal with, she'll be able to navigate that waters and then figure it out by herself. And if it's something she cannot deal, she'll be able to pull out and move on with her life. You can't just go in after freaky with the second wife. You come and do freaky with me. Now that's how germs and diseases will start getting into other person's body, knowingly or unknowingly. If you guys understand, I want to be a little, put a little decorum in this discussion so that if young people come to watch this, they will not be, oh, ew, and all of that. So please carry your spouse along. There is no harm. If you think the marriage is not working anymore, you don't have to remain there and go and remarry without telling your first, or tell your first wife, say, oh, madam, I know they feel this thing where I feel 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and I want to do the other way. I want to go the other way. Have a discussion. It's a civil war that we live in. Have a discussion. Honestly, have a discussion. Check it TV, beautiful one. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. Check, I'm already rounding up. I had 2 live stream. This is the second live stream in a day, and my stomach is already giving me some signs that I need to fuel up. How are you doing, Check it TV? When are you coming back home? When are you coming back to us? Please return. We are missing you. Yeah, definitely. Discussion will help. And if the woman is also one of the reasons, because in as much as I try to fight for my fellow women, there's still some women you know that give room for things to happen in their lives. Okay. By you agreed on something with your husband at the 11th hour, you're pulling out, you're leaving the person in disarray. Discussion help, communicate things. And if you think it's not working, you don't have to buy in that marriage, you don't have to buy in that relationship. Find yourself some peace and happiness somewhere and move on with your good life. Thanks, sis. Have a great weekend and happy Easter. Happy Easter to you too. Happy Easter, beautiful one. I really appreciate your time today. I really, really do. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your contribution as well to my discussion today. Cheke says she's good and she'll be back soon. Yeah, I know you're waiting for Summer to be back. Please come back. We miss you. We need you around. Come back, okay? Sorry, I'm editing. I didn't see your chat. Hope you're good. Oh, Mel. Okay, Mel, trending and Treasure said GC is telling you that she didn't see your chat when you were greeting her. She was editing. Yeah, she has a video that will be dropping in the next few. Thank you guys immensely for joining me today. And let the conversation continue in the comment section. If you come across this video, it's going to be 1 hour, so you can be able to rewatch. Please leave me what your thoughts are in the comment section. First of all, what do you think could have led the man to behave like this, taking a second wife and hiding it from the first wife? And second question is going to be, what do you think the woman should do, the first one? Should she move on, accept him, forgive? Because we Nigerians, we know how to tell the person forgive so quickly, as if it's that easy. So tell me what you think in the comment section. Should she move on? Should she forgive him and accept him back? Or what do you think? And to that woman that is the second wife, the hidden wife, what do you guys think of her? What do you make out of her? And to the family of the man that hid this thing, she asked the sibling, no, I don't know anything about, asked the mother, and they were there during this other woman's marriage. Don't go thinking that, yeah, they love me, they adore me. If push come to shove, they will support their own, they will support their brother. Know that and know peace. Know it and know peace. And I tell myself the same thing. If I should be doing pushing my head up and down, thinking I'm the strong woman, if anything should happen between me and my husband, they will support their brother. They will not support me. Okay? Know that and know peace. Let her move on. Okay, Mel is of the opinion, let her move on. Too many news to carry. I know. Let her move on. This his family is wicked. You can say that again. His family, they conceal this thing, hid it from the woman. She even asked them face to face. They will say, "No, I don't know anything about it." And then these kind of people will go to church and be singing hallelujah. God, oh God, you're so merciful. God, you're so kind. You are absolutely a merciful God. No matter how dirty our lives and our sins are, how dark it is, you will still forgive us. Forgiveness is key. The woman should also learn to forgive the husband so she can move on faster with her life. Because if you're moving on and carrying grudges to your moving on, hey, anybody coming into your life might receive the basbos that your baggage. So you have to drop all the baggages and move on with a new life, new ideas, new mind. Don't be like Anita Ophili that spied a girl because the girl snatched her boyfriend 10 years ago. Don't carry grudges in your mind. Don't be a grudge bearer. Be a carrier of good news, a carrier of joy. If it's not working, find your peace. Redefine yourself. Juba Bruce, thank you for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate the thumb up as well. That is why election prayer were not answered. Man, you can be serious. Election prayers were not answered because they are not praying righteously. Oh, we are no. Hello, blessings on each and every one of you in the house. Thank you, Juba Bruce. So, guys, I'll be calling it a day today. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for your love, for the share, for the like, for your contribution, for your time. Your time is highly, highly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you for your time. It's really appreciated. I value your time. So, guys, in rounding up on my today's topic today, I talked about a Nigerian man that married a second wife and hid it from his first wife. Even his families covered up for him. Nobody told the woman, and the woman never knew what was going on for that length of time. And she's been married to this man for 12 years with 3 amazing kids. So my question is, if you meet this video later, what would you do? If you happen to be the woman, what would you do? And what will you say to to the man's family that also covered up for their son? If you have a word for them, leave those for me in the comment section. So my fellow woman listening to me today, girl listening to me, young girl, young lady listening to me, remember, you need to love yourself. I cannot stop saying this because some people don't understand their worth. You need to value yourself every day you wake up. By the time you finish showering, do the affirmation talk. Look at it at the mirror and tell yourself, I am beautiful. I am worthy. Tell yourself those talk. You need to value yourself. Self-love is important because you can't give what you don't have. If you don't have love, you cannot give it back. Appreciate yourself every day you wake up and affirm to yourself that you're worthy. And when you find yourself in a tight situation like this woman I talked about her story today, remember you are worthy. Remember you are beautiful. That your life matter. Before you go and carry another man's case on your head in the sense that, why is that man doing that to me? Why? Stop all the whys and tell yourself, if this is the path he has decided to take, good readers to bad rubbish. Appreciate yourself to find out that the less the why, the happier you. If you keep probing, asking why he's behaving and then it's eating you up, you end up not being happy. Your mental state is important. Your peace of mind cannot be compared with anything. Treasure that peace of mind. If that man has decided to take that path, good luck to him. But what I would tell you, what path are you going to take? Are you going to take the path that will make you fulfilled as a human being and as a woman? Are you going to pursue your happiness despite all odds? Remember, your happiness is important. Remember, your peace of mind is so important. Treasure it. if you find your self-worth, you will be able to have less, you'll be able to value what others do less, because you know you're important, you know you're wealthy, you know your worth. And if the man or the wife, the husband is not, the boyfriend is not appreciating you, that is the time to move on. Because you cannot stay in the same room with somebody who do not value you, who do not appreciate you. Don't stay in there and buy of unhappiness. Unhappiness can buy somebody because it leads to anxiety and depression. Find your joy, find your happiness, find that which you're passionate about yourself and ride with it. And remember, guys, kindness is one of the greatest things you can acquire. To be kind to one another, be kind to others. Before you venture into anything, ask yourself this question: what is kindness? Don't pay evil for evil, rather pay evil with good. I know it's difficult, it's tough, but it can only be with the grace of God. And when you understand that that grace is sufficient to help you get through your problems, get through your pains, you now go to the source of that helper, which is God. Tell him to help you. He will. And he will heal every wound and mend every broken heart and give you that joy and lasting peace that all the turmoils could have brought to you. All right. So Cheka said, lastly, before I say bye, sometimes when I start looking at myself and smiling at my husband feels like I too like myself. I do not love yourself. Oh, hey, I was just talking and I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, oh my, this girl fine. When I say those things, I laugh out so loud. The next thing that will come out when I say vain. I say yes. I will tell my family and my children, if you like, call me vain. I don't care. I am so full of myself. The man will get a reward. The judgment is of the Lord. So I'm not here to judge the man, but I'm concerned about the woman and the state of health of the children. So they shouldn't go bickering on each other. It affects the children in the long run. That is just it. It affects the kids. When two elephants fight, it's the grass that bears the brunt. So when the adult in a relationship get into situation like this, the kids are the one that suffer most. So don't let your child suffer. If the man has decided to go that way, you find your happiness. Judgment is of the Lord and not yours and not mine. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys once again before I say bye. Do have yourself a happy Easter. And on Saturday, I'm definitely going to be back on Saturday. And I might be back again this evening, later my time, which will be midnight for most people, just to share one or two things if I can on Facebook. I'm not promising, but I'm going to try, okay? Until I see you guys in my next live stream, be well, love yourself enough. Okay, our Queen May be strong. Oh, God will strengthen you. Thanks so much, beautiful. Yeah, the discussion did not happen to Queen May. Oh. It happened to a Nigerian man in the US that left the wife and then married another person in Nigeria. It's not Queen May. It's a total different a couple. Thank you so much. So, guys, until I see you guys in my next live stream, keep being you, keep finding yourself, look and find yourself, keep discovering yourself, find your happiness, that makes you strong, run with it. And remember, you're worthy, you're beautiful, you are appreciated, you are valued. So, if any person is devaluing you, tell the person you cannot be a property to devalue, that your value keep going up and up every day. So until I see you guys in my next live stream, stay well and be kind.